So we think we're going to try something new that we haven't done before, which is like actually really capture like all of like everything behind the scenes. This is how people are living.
Guys, a huge welcome to Zeze. We met in Amsterdam. So we've got Zeze brand here that we can pass around, and it's just a great lunch to hear about Zeze's brand, how it started, the mission that she's been on, the challenges, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Feel free to ask the things that you perhaps would love to ask in a meeting, but don't really get the chance to. The stuff you really want to know. And how those decisions get made and stuff. A quick intro to the brand. I started Malée in 2009 at the height of the recession. I had just left London and moved to South Africa with my then boyfriend, and couldn't get a job, and figured that if no one would hire me, I would hire myself essentially. And I always had a passion for the beauty industry, but never worked in it, had no experience. And found myself being drawn to sort of these markets and these women who had all these concoctions, and just discovering a whole new world around African beauty that I thought was just enchanting, and that the world hadn't discovered. But for me, the goal was to really create a global premium brand in a space where there wasn't an African voice, and not having done it before. I didn't have any rules, I didn't have a blueprint, I didn't know how many benchmarks that I would need to figure out, and so I just went for it. Pretty much I've just always put my best foot forward and gone with my gut. And I didn't have enough money for marketing or PR in the beginning. I just had enough money to create the products, and then I worked with an agency similar to you guys who were quite established in South Africa, but had a great eye and great detail, and had a way of pulling stories visually into their design. And so they created the logo and designed the first 9 products, and that's all I had. Again, I knew nothing, so I need to figure out how I get my products into consumers' hands. So we built a website. But then most of the people shopping off of this website were all international, and so I was going to the post office near enough every day. I was just so happy that there were people who were using my products and who actually wanted to buy them. Eventually realized or developed the confidence that I had something that people wanted to buy. So 2.5 years in, the business broke even and was profitable, because I'm just cheap like that. So I didn't have huge overheads. I moved into, I was saying to Yeva when we were walking in here, this reminds me very much of our first ever office. It was in it was an old gas turbine thing in not so nice a part of town of Johannesburg. It was like, imagine this area maybe like 15 years ago. No one wanted to be here, and I was like in an office like this, and I loved the light, and it was such a great experience, just not feeling the need to produce or create or develop anything under the pressures of the beauty industry, because I didn't have that benchmark. So we owned our own concept store, and we were the only local brand in a very international mall, and that was super exciting for me, because I got to just basically vomit all these ideas into an actual physical space, and it was like my own little playground, because we would have lovely windows and we would tell stories, and I would find all these creative people to help me create these stories, because I think there's a huge part about Malée that's about sharing experiences, and it's not just about the product. The products work and they carry a heritage, and each product has a story. In terms of why those ingredients or our packaging, each of those symbols are borrowed from different tribes around Africa and have different meanings. And I really wanted it to be honest to its origin, but at the same time beautiful. And I think someone once said, you know, when I buy your products, I feel like I feel the process of the creation within the products. Every little detail is thought about, the texture, the scent, and subtle things that people don't necessarily think of with beauty products are references that we get, which for me is, you know, kind and makes me think that, as pedantic as I am about the subtleties, it makes a difference to the experience of using the product.
Such an amazing, beautiful thinking session.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Yeah, that is an idea.
It's your brand. I'm off. It's the first thing I'm doing.